A warm and humid day that started with showers and thunderstorms early, and we'll still see a few here into the evening, but most of them east of Minnesota for those of you over on the Wisconsin side. Here's the time lapse throughout the day. The camera's going to shift, but I wanted to show you all the heat and humidity that has built up and the clouds that have been around. Yes, the heat and humidity buffing up those clouds, and they'll kick out some showers and storms throughout the day, but they look to be the strongest off over into Wisconsin. See, once the front pulls through, we really start to clear out here in the Twin Cities. We pop up into the low 90s, dew points in the low 70s, so that's the muggy conditions for us once again. The heat index close to 100. But once the front moves through, you see a difference. There's the wind coming around to the west-northwest, and the humidity will drop, and the temperature will do the same, and tomorrow it will feel very, very different for us. So storms gradually moving east from what's around now. We will have some haze in the air today. That's due to the wildfire smoke to the north. It's upper level smoke. It won't be the low level stuff as much as what we can smell, of course. It will be our last hot and humid day, though, as mentioned. Big changes coming ahead. This morning, though, started off rather toasty. Look at those temps. Close to 70 for just about everybody, and the dew points weren't far behind, so the humidity levels were way up there. The averages 84 and 66, and we will be much closer, maybe even a little below these numbers the next couple of days. We'll finally get away from record territory. We haven't hit any records, of course, but we have been pretty warm. The record's all up in the triple digits, typical July. Through the rest of the afternoon and the evening, Brainerd Lakes area, Northwoods of Wisconsin, heat advisory, same thing from the Twin Cities right on down into Iowa. The heat index 95 plus up here and approaching the century point for everybody else. But here's the big change that is coming that we have been talking about so much. The dew point dropping substantially. Look at that. From low 70s today, we just bypassed the 60s overnight, and for tomorrow we are in the 50s and stay there. That is very comfortable, refreshing air. It will feel beautiful. Now next week, of course, it is July, and the heat humidity will return as the upper level ridge kind of sits back or pushes back in over us as it moves out. It's been sitting over us for several days. What that will do, of course, is bring back the heat index. But here, see, it's not an issue the next couple of days. Today, we're right up in here at 95 and then down, and then we will pop back up into the 90s for the heat index later this weekend. So with the ridge shifting, we'll have a much more refreshing forecast ahead. I want to talk air quality first before we get into the heart of the forecast here. Much better today. Most spots in the moderate range across Minnesota. There will be some upper level smoke. There still will be smoke issues off to the east into Wisconsin and even, of course, pockets up north. But with the wind shifting around, this is the wind from earlier on, more towards the west and southwest, that's pushed the smoke away, even from the Iron Range and the Arrowhead at times. Still may drift through in spots, the Boundary Waters, of course, where there have been some of those fires, but improvement today. And even southwest winds pulling it out of Wisconsin, it's been more of an issue towards the UP of Michigan. So with some fires, there could be unhealthy air at times in northern areas of Minnesota as we look into tomorrow, but the rest of the region looking okay, and most spots okay today. So there's your smoke forecast. Again, it pulls that smoky conditions through the region. But once the front cuts by, notice for Wednesday, other than a puffs up to the north, it will look much better. We'll just have to watch for any additional fires and what they do on up into the north. Well, there's the radar from earlier on, and wow, it was active. Several areas of showers and storms, and the boundary is still pulling southward, so we will have to watch it for storms throughout the day today. But what I really want to focus on is what's going on back here. Notice how quiet it is. This low is moving this way. It's pushing the ridge down, and this is the air we will be in over the next several days. But ahead of that front, there could be some severe thunderstorms today. It is an enhanced risk from Iowa all the way on up through Wisconsin and into the upper peninsula of Michigan. Level 3 on the scale. I think the chance of a severe cell here is pretty minimal in the Twin Cities. The threat off to the east, though, does include strong wind gusts. It is enhanced. The tornado threat is there as well. Low for us, nil for us, but off to the east, it is obviously much, much higher, bigger concern. And there could be pockets of heavy rainfall. There's actually some flood advisories down into Iowa from the morning storms. So here you go through the day today. There's microcast. It does fire up those storms in the late afternoon and evening to our south and east, and then they quickly pull away. Notice Tuesday looks fantastic. Northwesterly flow, lower humidity, a mix of sun and clouds. Same thing on Wednesday. We stay dry, we stay beautiful. Temperatures will be nice, humidity levels low. Heating up to 93 today, an isolated storm or two statewide. It will be 80s and 90s with the storm chances southern Minnesota and on into Wisconsin. Tonight, stuffy evening, storms wrap up. We fall only to 69, but once the wind comes around more to the north and northwest overnight, and it will do that first into northern Minnesota, notice how the temps fall back, 50s and 60s. Hazy sun and 83 for tomorrow, and a huge dip in dew points. That northerly wind, check out how refreshing it will be. 70s, 60s even up north, 80 here, and it stays nice, comfortable through midweek.